So when you are creating walls this way, one against the other, what you have to keep in mind that the correct wall thickness between this wall, these two different rooms, is 100 millimeters. So that's 0.1 of a meter. So if we are butting these two right up against each other, and then in the next stage we end up extending this so we have the wall thickness, it is going to adjust the size of your rooms. So you just need to make sure that you're taking that into account and you're allowing for that space. Or as you go and you add these on, you can also use the measuring tape. Where is it now? I've lost it. The measuring tape, and measure 0.1, and this adds your wall thickness, and then from that point you can measure your next room and then it will be more accurate. So now I've got all my walls in. You might have done it this way, or you might have done them right against each other, keeping in mind where you're going to have your extra wall. So we are now going to go back to this offset wall, and we are going to select the room we want and drag to pull out an offset. So the internal wall thickness, if you remember what it was 0.1. Press enter. You can see we've offset that wall. So what we want to do is go through into all the rooms and offset all those walls. That 0.1, press enter, and just continue to go through, press enter. Just be mindful if this has happened that it's gone internal instead of external, and that was not your intention. Just Command Z, go in, click again and just drag it outside and do all the rooms like this. 1, 1. And see, now I've pressed 0.1 and it's gone on the inside. This is incorrect. So I'll press Command Z or Control Z on a PC, pull out some external, and now I do 0.1, press enter, and now it's correct. And now I have all my wall thicknesses. Now because of that those wall thicknesses going external, you can see what's happened here. So we have the same occurrence here. Because I have built that wall right out, you have this weird bump, and that's when it's going to occur for you. You might be happy with all the other lines, but maybe you want to bring this line in. So you can either Control Z and go back and then move it so it goes on the inside, or you can, where's that measuring tape? Use your measuring tape and just go from that point and offset down 0.1. And then just use your pen tool and make sure it lines up. See how it's gone green? I've lined it up with that parallel line, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And I'm going to make sure, I'm a bit far away here, so I'm actually just going to zoom in to make sure that I am in the right place. So from that point there, it should lock in, intersection. See how the line has turned green because I am on that parallel and right against the wall. So now what I need to do is make sure that all of these lines are not sort of intersecting here, and we have all of them going over the top of each other. And I did make this mistake here that doesn't line up, and it makes it more aesthetically pleasing to make sure that it is against this wall and it is all in line. You can use the erase tool to sort of click those areas and erase them, but I find it doesn't always work. You might accidentally delete some things you don't mean. So my personal preference is just to use the arrow tool and just to go along and delete like this. Click those areas and delete. And just continue to work through and delete those lines that are not necessary, and these ones anywhere here that are intersecting. If I accidentally click this area and press delete and it turns the wrong color, it's actually removed that layer and you can see inside. So remember, use the backspace or Command Z and just continue to click and delete. So once you finish doing all those walls, or at any point that you need to finish for the day, please make sure that you are saving your work. This work is just saved by itself a second ago, but also just making sure you click and make sure you press save. Once you've done this, make sure that you have taken your screenshot, add it to your design journal with the date and what you have done in this progress. Any issues you've had as well and how you've overcome that is really good to add to your design journal. Come watch the next video to learn the next stage of this process.